house in Forest Park. And for those of you who didn't know Wayne back then, just squint, and I shaved off most of my beard tonight, and it was about like this. In 1988, I also happened to be 11 and a half years old. And so if you wanted to know what I look like, my son Calvin is 11 and a half.
Yay, Calvin!
It's a remarkable coincidence that tonight our ages matched up for this story. So going into that weekend of June 18th, which was a Saturday, the Springfield Fire Department had been called to Advanced Laboratories next to the Armory Pool Company for a fire that involved some chlorine that was stored at the facility. On Friday, firefighters twice declared that the fire was under control, but as Congressman Neal can tell you, he was probably getting phone calls that things weren't going so well. The battle continued into Saturday, and at some point Saturday night, all hell broke loose. And sometime after bed at 54 Fairfield Street, the phone rang, and it was the paper. And Wayne told me to lose the PJs and get dressed. We had to go downtown.
Go.
So, our chariot was Wayne's 1977 Chrysler Cordoba with cream-colored Corinthian leather seats and 400 cubic inches of Detroit smog-era V8 muscle. So, we closed the 200-pound doors of the Cordoba, that luxurious green beast, and Wayne floored it down Belmont Avenue. And I knew enough about the neighborhood that we were basically driving straight toward the fire to get to the newspaper. No one was on the road, despite the evacuation order that was in place, that we learned about later. It was hazy, it was foggy, it was the apocalypse. And at that point, I looked over at my dad and he was locked in. We were on a mission. There was a story. And for the first time, I was riding shotgun with my dad. And I was really, really hoping I would live to tell my friends. So I remember barreling down the hill near Belmont and Mill Street, which again, I'm pretty sure was right near the fire. Wayne told me to get down and hold my breath. The windows were down, so I'm pretty sure we would have been safe. Again, there was a fire with chlorine, and as the mayor told me as we were walking in, I saw him, the firefighters at that point had made the decision to douse this chlorine fire with as much water as possible, which created a giant toxic chlorine cloud. So, again, Wayne told me to get down, just be quiet, and hold my breath. He gunned it past the deadly toxic chlorine cloud, and we made it onto East Columbus Avenue. And a few minutes later, we ran upstairs as fast as we could to get to the second floor of the paper. A place I knew pretty well. He had been taking me there as long as I could walk. And there was a skeleton crew in the newsroom. The scanner was wailing, and Wayne and that crew went to work as a few more people came in. I hit the break room that was up near the stairs to get to the vending machines, and I think I got a hot chocolate and whatever else horrible food was available. Things are a little bit fuzzy after that. Again, this was like 38 years ago, and I'm trying to pull from this because none of this is available online. But I'm pretty sure we didn't stay in that safe fluorescent glow of the newsroom. There was a story, and Wayne needed to get it, right? It was Saturday night. There was a Sunday paper to get. So I vaguely remember either getting loaded back into the Cordoba or maybe one of the photographer's vehicles. I don't remember if it was Mark Murray or Don Fontaine. Someone, I think, had an S10 Blazer. And we, I think, went back to the scene. And I'm pretty sure Wayne told me that if any cops asked, I was supposed to tell them that I was just a very short intern who happened to be learning the ropes that night. So at that point, it must have been maybe 2, 3 in the morning. I was spent, again, 11 and a half years old. So I won't say that was a typical weekend of being a newspaper kid, but it happened, and I lived to tell the tale. And I did tell my friends about it. There were lots of other stories growing up that I could have shared tonight, but none quite as exciting as that night when Wayne told me to hold my breath and hang on because we were on a mission from the newspaper gods. So the takeaways from it all. I was lucky enough to have a dad who taught me there's always more than one side to a story. That your perspective isn't the only one that matters. That there are so many interesting things in the world worth knowing about. In a time where niche knowledge and specialization is the thing, it's kind of cool to be a polymath and be able to talk to people about lots of different things. And this deserves a drink. If you believe in the work that you do, and you do it well, it can be more than just a job. Your work can matter in other people's lives. And what you do can change an entire community for the better. So Pops, where's Pops?
That way.
Congratulations on an entire life of work that you love to do that meant something not only to you, but to so many people. Thank you, and I love you.
Thank you, Russ. That was excellent. Excellent. A+. Our next speaker